You won't believe what just happened here. It was good, my friends on YouTube. It's 8 Notes again. Today, first of all, what you're seeing behind me right now is what is known to be the greatest view in Liverpool. It's right here on this poster or sign right here, but I know you can't quite see it from the focal length. I came out here to perform this test. It's a focal length test. It's mainly for the purpose of making you see how all of these lenses perform at different distances. So if you're new to this and you're looking at lenses, you're seeing the focal length, sometimes it's confusing. It was confusing to me. This video that I'm making is for a past version of myself when I started with lenses and stuff like that. So it is not super clinical. It is not exposure related. So I'll be shooting at shutter speeds that I'm not supposed to shoot at. This is 25 frames per second. I'm supposed to be at 1/50 to get the natural looking motion blur, but this is not going to apply. The purpose is just to show you how all of these lenses give you different levels of bokeh or background blur or depth of field in relation to the distance from camera. It's not always about the f-stop. It's not always about the focal length. A determining factor to your depth of field is also how far away you are from the camera, or how far away the camera is from the subject. In this case, I am the subject, and I'll try to frame all of these shots in a way where my head is just at the top of the frame and below the frame is where my waistline would be at. So I'll just use the jacket as a way to measure it. I have to like bend a little bit now because I'm too close to the lens. It's the 2nd of December 2024. Last week we had snow in Liverpool, so what that means for us is proper sunlight is a thing of the past, at least till next year. So what's on my camera right now is a Sigma 10 to 18 f2.8, and so this right here is the widest it goes. This is 10 mm on the Sigma. It goes as low as f2.8, and all the tests that I'll do will be on the lowest aperture of each lenses. All the lenses include the Sigma 10 to 18 f2.8, the Sigma 16 f1.4, the Sigma 23 f1.4, Sigma 30 mm f1.4, and lastly will be the Sigma 56mm f1.4. So yeah, I'm starting now. This is the Sigma 10M. This is what it looks like. Lowest aperture 25 frames per second, 1/125 shutter speed. This is the lens that I use if I am putting my camera on a gimbal and I'm vlogging. I rarely do that, but if I have to talk to the camera and hold it, if it's going to be handheld, then this is the lens I'm likely going to use. If I put my hands right here, this is the lens. I just touched the lens right now. That's terrible practice. Don't do that. But yeah, I'm trying to show you how close it is, how close I am to the lens right now. I'm so close to the camera, and the background blur in relation to how close I am wouldn't be this much if I was farther back. So ideally this would be around how far I would go, but if I come really closer to the camera, it makes the background a little more blurry. Although this lens has some distortion because it's really wide, it's just a natural thing. It's an optical thing to happen. When a lens is this wide, it will distort your face. It will make you look a little funky towards the edges, like a fish eye effect, you see. So once again, I'll stand in the middle and I'll let you see what it looks like. Sigma 10 mm f2.8. I'm this close. Look at how wide it sees left and right, and the framing is the same. I'll switch now onto the next lens. And also before I switch, I'll let you know that a lens that is as wide as this is better for image stabilization. If you're making video and the lens is this wide, it wouldn't be as shaky as it would be on like a tighter focal length. Yeah, all right, I'll switch now. All right, next lens, Sigma 16mm f1.4. I have had to change the shutter speed to accommodate for the exposure. Like I said, it's not an exposure test, so I might be overexposed, I might be underexposed, I might be spot on. At some point my motion blur is not going to be so realistic, but this is my favorite lens for my talking head videos. Most of the YouTube videos that I make that I'm talking, I am using this lens. If I'm indoors, it's wide enough, but at the same time it's not too wide. It's not as wide as the 10mm. The 10mm, like I said, causes distortion, makes me look super skinny, my face looks weird towards the corners. But this one is equivalent to what you would have on a 24mm focal length if you were on the full frame side of things. I'm an APSC shooter. I really don't care. I don't need full frame for my use case, so I might not remember to tell you the full frame equivalent of each of them. But the 10mm that I did before now is supposed to be 15mm on a full frame camera if you're using like the FX3, the A7 IV, the A7S3, them full frame ones. So that's what you would need to have, 15mm, to get what I just got with 10mm. But what you need to have to get 16mm, or what I'm doing right now, the 16mm, you would need a 24mm if you got full frame. So right, what I said was, this is the lens that I use for most of my talking head videos. I like how it just looks. It's wide, but it's not too wide, and the distortion is to a minimal. It's nothing too crazy. And you see the motion, the background blur now in relation to how it would be if it had no focus on me right now. You see, yeah, now focal length has changed, distance has changed, I can't touch the lens anymore, framing stays the same, f1.4. The next lens is still going to be f1.4. The first lens is the only one with 2.8. Everything else is going to be 1.4 from here on out. So this is what it looks like close to the lens with the same framing. Take note of what the background blur looks like right now, bokeh, depth of field, whatever, and I'll go back further. So if the background blur is the same, you see the background blur is no longer the same because I'm far away from the camera right now. So this is to prove to you that background blur is not just about your lens or your f number. It is in relation to the distance between the length and the subject, the focal distance. I'll get closer back now because I don't want my monitoring device to disconnect. I'm monitoring this feed from my iPad mini 7th gen using the Sony Creators app. So I'm back now. Getting closer, you can see the background blur hits again. So the thing with focal length, you might just see like, oh, a 56 is just a zoomed in version. Yes, it is, you're right, but at the same time, the reason why the 56 would give you that is you would have to be at a certain distance. If you take a 16mm and you're so close to you're so far away from a subject, it wouldn't be a half shot like this. You know, if you go so far away, it would be a full shot. So you would have to come closer to get what you need to get. But with a 56mm, because it's already like zoomed in, you need to go back, get the half shot, and the background blur will still be a lot, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you can see it. I can show you better than I can tell you. And this is it right now, 16mm. I'll switch it again now to the next lens. This is the next one. This is the Sigma 23mm, still f1.4, equivalent to what you would get on a 35mm on a full frame camera. I know I said the 16mm was my favorite for talking heads, but this is another favorite lens of mine. Actually, I love all of my lenses and I've got them for different purposes, but this, if I could keep only one lens of all of my primes, if I could keep only one, it would be this one. The 35 works in so many different ways for so many different purposes. It's what people consider to be wide angle. But if you're coming from like a 16mm, a 10mm, you can see this is not so wide angle, but it is still wide angle. The sign on the side that you saw before, even with the 16mm, you can't see it anymore at all now. The distance from the camera, I can't, it's like two arm spans away at this point. I can't touch it anymore. Observe what the background blur looks like. I'll shift back so you see. I don't even need to shift back. You already know. If I go back, the background blur will reduce. The bokeh would be different. I had to wait for that bus to pass. So yeah, this is the lens that I use to take pictures. From here onwards, I use them to take pictures. I make videos with them if I'm outdoors, if I'm not in my studio, because my studio is really tight. If I'm out of my studio, I will use this lens to make YouTube videos, because from this point onwards, it starts to look very natural. The shape of my face is not going to be super squeezed. This is actually more like what I look like in real life. The 16mm and wider makes me skinnier and appear taller, but this from here on out is what I actually, in my opinion, is more close to what the human eye sees. I know most people say the human eye sees what's equivalent to like a 50mm field of view, but I think it's more of a 35mm, which is 23mm in APS-C. So this is what the lens looks like. Still f1.4, shutter speed still remains the same for exposure reasons. I just might want to drop it a little bit more to brighten it up. Yeah, so you can see what it's like. I'm still monitoring on my tablet, that's why I'm looking at it the whole time, forgetting to look at the lens, but you get what I mean. 23mm is getting tighter now. The next lens just might crop out this bin right here. So this bin might be taken out on the next lens. I'm not sure. It might slice it in half. The camera distance stays the same. I'm the only one shifting back to maintain background blur. And now you see, if you compare this shot to the shot from the 16mm, the background blur is, I would think, is getting increased, because the focal length is more zoomed in and I am not going back as much I'm supposed to go back, if that makes sense. So in relation to how much zoom the lens is, I'm supposed to maintain the same background blur, I'm supposed to go back further. But if I'm not doing that, the background blur would be increased. So you see, the more that I go back, the more the background blur reduces. If I go back this far, I'm just about to be out of range from my monitor, so I'll come back close. And yeah, Sigma 23mm, this is what it looks like. I'll switch now onto the next lens. Yep, we are coming into tight territory. So this is the Sigma 30mm f1.4. I have had to shift back a little bit to maintain the same framing, and this is the lens that I use. What do I even use this lens for? So 30mm is like a, what is that? So 30 times 1.5, what you would get on a full frame. Hold on, let me see. So this is a 45mm equivalent on a full frame. On APS-C, it's 30mm. And this is the lens that I bought before I bought the 56mm. And I thought this was going to give me enough. I can't even remember why I bought this lens. Why did I buy this lens? Oh yeah, so this was because people said, not people, it was something close to a 50mm, right? And I think it was the second lens I actually had. After the 16mm, I had the 30. Yeah, that's what happened. So I had the 16mm, which was tight for YouTube videos, for talking head videos, and then I bought the 30mm to take pictures. Yeah, it takes wonderful pictures. It's getting more close. It's natural to humans. It doesn't squeeze you out. You don't look funny in the corners like the wide angle lenses. So when I started taking more pictures, I bought this lens and I used it for a bit. I have made a few videos with it, but not quite. When I think of making videos for YouTube, this is not a lens that comes to my mind. It rarely comes to my mind. I'm stuck between the 10, the 16, or the 35. And if I really want to go tight, I'll go to the 56. I rarely pick this up if I'm making videos. I use this to take pictures. If I'm going to like a family function, I'll chuck in this one, the 30mm f1.4. I'll chuck this in. I'll chuck the 23M and the 56. The 56 is if I have to be, take candid shots of people without them having to pose or notice that I'm there. Because with pictures, if you're taking pictures of people and they notice that you're there, they start to, put themselves together. Yeah, it's nice, but sometimes the photos don't come out as natural as it should be. So this is the lens that I use for that. Take pictures of human beings. It looks really good. And on video, this is what it's like. Like I said, the beam that was on the right is now cropped out. The background blur is now massive. It's intense. It's smashing the whole thing. And I think I should increase my shutter speed some more so you can see. Am I overexposed? I think I'm all right just here. So yeah, Sigma 30mm. I use this for pictures. I don't use it much for videos. Background blur is increasing, and I'll switch this again. I'll go back just to the regular thing that I do. Go back, and you will see the background blur reduce in relation to the focal point. Better watch where I'm going. Connection is getting a little laggy, and I'll come back further. Watch the background, watch the background, watch the background, watch the background. As I come closer to the camera. And yeah, boom, I'm back. This is where I was. Background blur. It's amazing now. Smashing. Flat. Compression. On point. All right, I'll switch again to the next lens because it's raining right now. My screen is all wet and moist. Pause. All right. Next lens. Last but not least, I am so far away from the camera right now. Hold on. I think I should make a video from my iPhone so you can see how far away from the camera I am right now. This is something I should have done before, but I didn't think of it. Better late than never. So this is the feed from my iPhone, and that's how far away from the camera I am. I am far away. For real. I should have done this the whole time, but I didn't remember. Anyways, this is a Sigma 56mm. This is an almighty Sigma 56. Very close to what you get on an 85mm if you're talking full frame terms. And this is wonderful for pictures, taking pictures of people. The background blur will just be, whoa, amazing. Great bokeh. The depth of field is out of this world. Look how the compression is. So now it makes it look as though the background is closer to me than it's supposed to be, than it was before. And while I'm saying this, I'll throw in the look from the 16mm again so you can compare the look from the 16mm with what I have on the 56mm, standing from a different distance in relation to focal length at the same aperture. If I have to use this for video, it probably wouldn't be talking head because it would look so weird. I feel like this would look so distracting for a talking head video. It would look like unrealistic. This is really nice for pictures. And the 56mm Sigma is one of the ones that I really like its colors. This might sound weird, but I feel like the way that I see colors with this lens is different, and it interprets faces better than any other lens. Your face will look really like what you look like in real life. There's no squeeze, there's no weird distortions to this lens. It's my favorite, not favorite, my most respected lens. I respect this one so much. I'm actually worried about the autofocus because while I was taking it out of the bag, it fell and it hit one of these rails, these metal rails. I heard the coin. Emotional, damn it! I just hope it doesn't do any damage to it. But anyways, I'm coming to a close of this lens test. I hope you pick up something from this test and it makes a difference. I hope you learn from it. The thing with lenses is there is no best lens. There's no best beginner lens. There's nothing like a beginner lens. There's nothing like a portrait lens. One of the YouTubers that I follow and I learn a lot from, he says one thing. He says, when you go to buy a lens at the store, they never put it on the label to say this is a portrait lens or this is a wedding lens or this is a street lens. Every lens can be used for every purpose. You could use a 10mm to shoot street, you can use a 56 to shoot street. You could even take a 10mm lens to a wedding and take pictures of the crowd. So it's not something where you have to restrict yourself to say this lens is for that purposes and this lens is for that purpose. It's all artistic tools. You got the brush, you paint the picture you want. It's preference. It's just what works for the situation, right? So with that being said, I hope you understand that there's no better or best lens, and I hope you get a better understanding of what focal lengths do to the compression and the depth of field in relation to how far away from the lens a person actually is or a subject is. If you like this video, please drop a like, leave comments, tell me the things that I did right, the things that I did wrong. Leave a subscribe. On your right, I'll put a video on how I made the 23mm and the Sony a6700 work for me and replace what I wanted to get from the Fujifilm X100V. So yeah, check this video out on the right. Let me know what you think.